Michael.
What am I doing?
Cooking with William. What are we making?
Well, I was gonna make some pasta from scratch, several different ways. I was also gonna make some Alfredo and some pesto. It might even mix the two together in the end. That's about it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the exciting, stereotypical grocery store montage. Here we'll pick up garlic powder, oregano, salt, and black pepper. Next, pasta flour, or all-purpose flour. Focus, Pillsbury boy. This is your time to shine. Next, we're gonna grab some eggs. Extra large should be good enough. Brown, blue, white, whatever you got. Oh, and don't forget to check for cracks. Now, let's slide on over to the dairy section. We're gonna grab heavy whipping cream, blurred to keep the identity of the carton secret. Cream cheese to make the pesto creamier. Donuts, not really. Unless you want donuts, then yeah, donuts, go ahead, by all means. All the basil you can grab. We soon after found one larger pack for a few cents more. Can you believe it? One bulb of actual garlic.
Make sure it's firm.
And some grated Parmesan. You'll also want to grab some kind of nut. We went with pine nuts. Walnuts and pistachios work well too. You'll also need olive oil, so grab some if you don't have some. Alright, we're back at home and ready to cook. You'll also want to have a whisk, a measuring cup, and a mixing bowl. You'll also need 2 medium-sized pots to cook in, and a rolling pin. Let's start with the seasoned pasta. So first, pour 2 cups of flour into a mixing bowl.
1, 2.
You want to add your black pepper, your salt, oregano, and garlic powder to this.
I am going to add little extra things. You can have it anything you prefer. Salt is always preferred in pasta. I'm gonna add a little black pepper, Italian seasoning, a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder. So that's the onion powder. Gotta focus.
Some things are just for jokes. Because I am a joke.
Alright, I did black pepper, I did onion, I did garlic. I'm gonna add a little chili powder, just to give it a little bit of a kick.
Ooh.
As well as white pepper. It's gonna make the pasta look a little funny, but it's cool.
Now, mix it all together.
Make a little well, which doesn't work with a whisk very well.
Well. Didn't like that one? Alright, well, you know, whatever.
I don't get it, George.
Forget you too.
Once it's all been mixed, you want to make a little well in the middle, like so. Wash your hands because you're going to need them.
So generally, pasta, you're gonna do 2 cups flour, 3 whole eggs. Don't break the eggs on the edge. It's the worst thing ever.
Why not?
Because it'll put eggshell shards into the egg.
Okay, well that makes sense. What if I want that extra crunch, you know what I'm saying?
It's not exactly the best.
Now, mix it all up.
This is gonna take a little while. Edit him out.
This looks like whiskey business.
George.
Yeah?
It's, I got nothing.
Once it all starts to stick together, flour the kneading surface and work the dough around. Flouring the surface makes sure the dough doesn't stick to anything. You want to work it till it's even and not powdery. It should also have a nice elasticity to it.
So you're gonna knead the dough. So it'll activate it.
Activate it?
Activate it.
Like a transformer?
Basically. See what it's doing? Now it looks like a dough, George. Look at this thing. It's beautiful.
We're also looking to make an unseasoned version to compare the flavor.
Fork method.
By the way, a fork is better than a whisk to make dough with, so yeah, don't whisk having a mess on your hands. Next up is the pesto. Take your basil leaves and rip it in half. Add the pine nuts.
Basil leaves. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, but pesto calls for a crunch. So, pine nuts. I don't know. These things are. You could also use, I think, walnuts, but I'm not a fan of any nuts. I'm very.
And then add the Parmesan.
Don't get the fake crap.
Finally, add your olive oil. Just enough to get things coated.
If it looks like it needs more, add more. See, that looks like it needs a little bit more oil. So a little bit more in there.
So why does it look like it needs more oil?
Well, because it's all sticking on the walls right now.
So
And it's looking a little thick.
gotcha, okay.
Now, add the other half of these basil leaves. Don't burp in my face, George.
I didn't burp in your face, I burped at the camera.
Gross. That's mean.
I burped in everybody's face.
That's mean.
That's so mean.
Done. Boss!
That was a weird noise.
It's kind of like your boot stuck in mud, only wetter. Right? That looks like a pesto to me.
Mm-hmm. Smells like a pesto.
I am going to make an Alfredo next. And then partially through it, I'm going to add pesto to my Alfredo. So it's going to be a pesto Alfredo.
Pesfredo?
That's why I'm doing it, George.
Alfredo?
Or people, whoever's listening, whoever's watching. That's why I'm doing it.
You'll see lots of people from work.
No way. They're all going to see this?
Yeah, like Kirk's gonna see this.
Kirk who?
From catering?
No way.
Yeah.
Hi, Kirk. Work in my house. Cut.
You're not the boss of me.
Don't film this.
Don't film what, William? What's wrong? Why are you putting it back in?
I don't know. It's weird. It just fell in there.
It just fell in there? Wait, what's that?
It's a garlic clove.
For?
The pesto.
Oh, well, wait. Is this normal?
It's normal, yes. You're supposed to cook the pesto, or you're supposed to mix the pesto, let it sit for 2 hours. It's been 2 hours, and now we're going to remix in the garlic, just so the garlic isn't as strong.
Oh, so it's
been 2 hours since you last filmed this. You didn't film it before we started, so that's moot. It's a moot point.
Actually, when we finished the dough, I recorded the time, and it's been a grand total of 15 minutes. In your face, Will. So as you make your pesto, don't forget to add your garlic clove. We went with 1 garlic clove. If you want to use more, then use more.
Alright, so, gonna make some Alfredo now. Alfredo typically goes with heavy whipping cream. It's gonna go with butter. And we're gonna do some cream cheese just to cream it up a little bit.
there you go. Alright. Let me just get it. Oh.
George, you alright?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you want to get this to medium heats. Let the butter and cream cheese melt down so they're nice and creamy. You can whisk it if you need to. You can add Parmesan cheese. I do this because it'll make it have a little bit of texture. So I do the shredded instead of the grated. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Man recipe, so I'm not really measuring anything. I'm just doing it to taste. Now I'm gonna do a little bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of both, which is Parmesan powder, and then I'm also gonna get some of this real Parmesan. I mean, a real garlic Parmesan, real garlic in there.
That smells really good.
And then just keep it going. Get it so it's nice and creamy and thick, and let it thicken up on you. Alright, now that the Alfredo is cooling, we're gonna get ready because it's been a 30-minute rest period for the dough. So I'm gonna lay down some flour. I'm gonna show you a couple of different ways, and then I'll let George explain them in the voiceover. Woo! What? Dough. Don't cut too hard if you don't have a good enough counter. Make a nice little trays of pasta. What is that?
Oh yeah.
We end up making two different types of fettuccine, which are best for thick or chunky sauces and best if boiled. This is the thinner of the two.
Do a few of these. Grab a skewer. And what you do is you just wrap it around the skewer. Bada bing.
Huh.
This type of pasta is called gemelli, which is good for thick sauces and best if boiled.
Ring a ding ding.
The last pasta. It's a nice little bow tie.
Fancy for all your weddings and special occasions.
Or some people call it butterfly.
Flying.
This type of pasta is also called bow tie pasta, but its real name is canestrini, which is also best for light sauces and meant to be boiled.
Took the other pasta roll, or ball, and I rolled it out into tubes, like so. From there, I cut the tubes into these things. And then George can tell you what this is called later. But you do that, and it gives you a nice little pocket to put the sauce in when it's tossed in the sauce.
Our last pasta is capunti. This pasta is good for light sauces and best if boiled. It's known for its pea pod shape.
Adding some salt.
Salt water?
To the water to make it yummier. Alright, first, I'm gonna add the really thick one because it'll be easier to strain. Don't need a strainer. I can just use this fancy tool. So, and since this stuff is soft and it's not dried out pasta, it will not take as long to cook.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I think I don't know. It might be, it might be done. It's running off so George doesn't burn himself.
Thank you.
So I'm just gonna actually add this to the residual of the Alfredo. Bowl number 1. To be honest, I like it. It's thick.
But I'd say it could be cooked a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's good.
Working on the next one, fettuccine.
While your pasta is boiling, go ahead and mix the pesto and the Alfredo together. It should be just enough to turn it a light green color. It's really good.
It's the Alfredo pesto, which I took a good chunk of the pesto, shook it up in a bottle with the Alfredo, and made a nice green sauce.
Alright, so this is all that's left of everything. Got a little bit of leftover pasta, Alfredo, all that good stuff. Thanks, man, for, showing us how to make pasta. Is there anything you want to say?
No, it's just these aren't my recipes. These are just recipes that you can find offline, and then you can and make them into your own interpretation and add however you want with the ingredients to make it the way you prefer. If you want it spicy, add spice. You want salt, add salt. Make it the way you want.
Cool. Alright, well, thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Alright, so until the next video, take care. Huh. Never seen a pig so close before. Oh, I'm sorry.